Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. This week isn't as much of a tip as it is an experience that I had. I had just recently gone down to the ANA in Rosemont and I believe it was the World Coin Fair or World Currency Fair. And I said to myself, I have over 3,000 subscribers. By the way, thank you for that. I appreciate every single one of you. But I have over 3,000 subscribers, and the show down in Rosemont was supposed to be one of the bigger shows of the year. And I thought, what are the odds that of all 3,000 of my subscribers, that just one of them would be there? And I thought, well, the odds would be pretty high. So then I started thinking to myself, what are the chances of that person recognizing me? So I made sure to bring along a couple things just to make sure that people who watch this channel and saw me would, see something that they saw on my channel. So I brought with me the Impossible Dollar, and I brought my 2 notes with the same serial number because, well, let's face it, when you're at a show that big, bringing a $1,000 bill doesn't impress anybody because everybody's got one out there. But those 2 notes, those were kind of special and kind of unique to my channel. Then as I got to the show, I realized I never show my face. I've shown my face once, so the odds of me running into somebody and them recognizing me would be slim to none. So I just blended back into the background and was doing my thing at the show. And while I was talking to one particular dealer, I happened to say, I have a YouTube channel, and the person sitting right next to me says, I know you. You're Stu Pluback. I recognized your voice. You didn't have to even say you were there. I knew it was you as soon as you started talking. And that person was Coleman from Colemans Coins and Currency, and I'm going to put a link to his channel down below. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Coleman, who actually spotted me by voice, and I think that was really cool. I'm going to put a link down to his channel below. It was really cool that somebody recognized my voice. So Coleman, thank you for making my day at that show. I appreciate it. It made me feel real good, and it was neat talking with you for a little bit there. All right, this is my 1,000 singles. Let's take a peek at what I found this week. This week, I found a Where's George. Track this bill at where'sgeorge.com, and it's a star. Somebody stamped Where's George on a star note. So, of course, I'm not waiting on this one. I immediately went to check to make sure it wasn't a rare star, and it is not. It's a regular 1 out of 3.2 million. So, yep, just a regular star note with Where's George on it. I will be logging that one. Also found a regular Where's George here on a regular note. I've seen this one before as well. I will try logging it. We'll see what happens. This was interesting. This is a trinary, but it's also 4 pairs. A pair of 2s, a pair of 5s, a pair of 2s, and a pair of 7s. If I ever was to save 4 pairs, this is how I would save it. To me, this is impressive. When you just have a note that has 4 pairs and they're scattered randomly, to me that you have to look and try to understand what's going on there. Here, this is crystal clear, 4 pairs, and 2 of the pairs are the same, thus making it a trinary. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I found an alternator, 48, 43, 43, 46, and a birthday note. This is from 2001. It would be the 17th of March. And this is a birthday note the way that it should be. It has the month, which is 12 December, the 17th, 1989. So you've got 12/17, 1989. That's the way we write dates. At least that's the way we write dates in America. So that's how you want to find the birthday notes. Month, day, year. A couple other trinaries. This is 3s, 6s, and 8s. If that 8 was a 3 or a 6, we'd have a binary. And yeah, another trinary here, 2s, 3s, and 7s. Once again, the 7, if that was a 2 or a 3, we'd be sitting pretty. Then we've got 3s, 8s, and 9s on this one. And this was so close to a repeater. 8983, 8938. If those two are flipped around, now we've got a repeater. Next up, I've got another trinary. This is 2s, 5s, and 6s. And then we've got quads, quad ones, quad fours, quad fives again. This one's on a really close note. Quad fives again on an I note. Quad fives again. And some stars. Let's see. Hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. I thought I had all the windows. Okay, star note here. This one is 2017 from Atlanta. And 2017 as well. 2017, much better condition. And don't forget on your stars, check to make sure that they all are, see if you've got any of the filled in stars. Those are always great finds. 2013, it's a B note, but I think the number is too high to be one of the duplicated ones. 2013, 2001, some of my older notes. 2001 is the newest that I will save all of. If I see 2003s in decent shape, I'll save those too. Here's a 1999. And the two oldest notes I found, this is a 1995. It's not a web note. You can see it's got all this here. It is an I note though. That's from Minneapolis, and I don't see a lot of those. And the last note is 1995 as well. Also not a web note. This one's from Chicago. So those were my finds for this week. What did I pull out? Well, when I was at the show, I had an opportunity to pick up something that I never get a chance to see very often, and figured, you know, I always wanted one. I'm going to get one since the price seems to be right. What do I have? This is an 1862 $1 bill, or so it would seem, because as you can read right across the front, it's counterfeit. This is a counterfeit 1862 $1 note. Now, this is beyond cool, because the fact that it is from 1862, that makes it a contemporary counterfeit. It was counterfeited at the time and tried to be passed as real money. That's why the note has been cut and the holes have been punched, and it's been written on counterfeit just to make sure nobody can spend it. How do I know it's counterfeit? Well, first of all, look at all the detail here. Most of this detail runs together. It's kind of blurred. If you look at the back of this note, they did very, very detailed work on the back of this note to make it hard to counterfeit. And unfortunately, on the real note, when you look at it, it looks blurry. But when you zoom in, you can see all of that is blurred together. You don't see the pristine lines. So right away, now there's some questions about this note. If you look at this serial number here, it looks like the ink has chipped away. It's not faded, it's not scratched, it looks like it's chipped. So yeah, this note is certainly questionable. But is it truly counterfeit? And the only way to determine that is, well, let's put it next to the real thing. Here's the real 1862. Here's the counterfeit. We're going to look at the top. Look at how crisp the top is with that detail versus how crisp or how blurred the bottom is. Another thing to look at, where this note is torn, we can match it up and put it exactly where it's supposed to be. And now you're going to see side by side how crisp it says United States versus how blurry it is, and the intricate detail in the background where this is just all blurred together. One of the other big differences is right here. This seal, well, that's not a seal, but this green, look at that compared to the real thing. Just a huge difference. And then of course you've got the red seal as well, also making a huge difference. Here you can see that there are individual stars in the line right here, and here they're pretty much blurred out of there. You can't read it at all. The color is off. If we check out the back, you can see here, when we zoom in, you have intricate lines. And with this, we have stuff that's all blurred together. And that's a great demonstration of exactly why those lines are like that. Now, some of the other things is the sizing of the note. There's this black line here, which we can line up very easily. So we know that that is where it should line up, because that's correct. And then as we start looking across, well, look at the one. Now it's an $11 bill. The note is not quite long enough. If I put the one so that it does sync up, you can see through the hole punches that it doesn't line up exactly. It should be over here if it was to line up exactly, and that just doesn't happen. So the whole thing, as close as it is most certainly a counterfeit. So I have never had the opportunity to pick one up, and I got this one at a decent price. I had to add this to the collection. Clearly a counterfeit note, but clearly a cool find, just to see how close they were able to get back in 1862. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys this week, the 1862 counterfeit $1 note. If you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm going to put Coleman's link down below, so give him a sub as well, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.